Welcome back to Tuesday predictions for the NFL, and it's week 6 already. Week 6. It's like if I just woke up and the season just started. But anyways, it's time to get the weekly predictions for week 6. Honestly, the NFL season has been, for me personally, nothing but a nightmare. The Pittsburgh Steelers have been absolutely just god awful. I predicted them to lose to the Bills, but they got absolutely destroyed with no lube. It was horrible, painful to watch, but I got some of these predictions right. I had like the Bills winning against the Steelers, Colts, I got Chargers winning, I got that, Vikings winning. I didn't expect the Lions to get absolutely decimated by the Patriots and their third string quarterback, something the Dolphins failed to do against the Jets, which I thought the Jets were going to be able to beat the Dolphins with Teddy Bridgewater playing, but Skylar Thompson ended up being the quarterback and they get absolutely blown out. Then the Bucks beat the Falcons, even though we had a terrible PI call, but I knew the Bucks, or not a PI, sorry, a roughing the passer call, but the Bucks absolutely did not deserve to win that game, but they won it, and I predicted it. Don't bet against Tom Brady when he has the officials in his bag. Anyways, Titans being the Commanders. I think the Commanders have been awful this year, and Carson Wentz has just been a shell of himself that we've seen in his days in Philadelphia, so I don't know what's going on there. Then we had the Jags beating the Texans, and the Texans beat them in a huge upset in my opinion, and I was just, wow. I'm really high on the Jags, but wow. That was a terrible loss, but they'll be playing the Colts, who they own statistically. 49ers beat the Panthers. Panthers are awful. They just fired their head coach in Matt Rule, so there you go with that one. Then you got Cowboys-Rams. I thought the Rams are going to be able to beat Cooper Rush, and he gets his first starting loss, but apparently Cooper Rush is better than Dan Marino. He's undefeated as a starter. Dan Marino has some losses. I'm just playing. But anyways, then we've got the Eagles beating the Cardinals. I knew they were going to continue their undefeated step, and does that end against Cooper Rush? Undefeated Eagles, undefeated Cooper Rush. Who wins that? Ooh, that's a tough one. Then we've got the Ravens beating the Bengals. I knew that was going to occur. The Ravens are a better team than the Bengals just because Lamar Jackson makes the difference. He does everything, and as long as he's healthy, the Ravens will be good. Raiders, I had beaten the Chiefs in an upset. They were very close, but their head coach absolutely does not know what he's doing. My man did not want to just tie the game. They get the stop. They could have just went out there and got the field goal and won, but they don't. And it's frustrating for Raiders fans. I know your head coach is horrible. But anyways, let's get into week 6 predictions. Now, Thursday night football. It's a weak game. Commanders at Chicago. Mid-off, I've got Commanders. I don't think the Bears are very good. I think they're one of the worst teams in the league. Justin Fields isn't good. The Commanders have, great receiving core and quarterback. And I just think they can get it done. Commanders win Thursday night. Then we've got Buccaneers, Steelers. And I know I've just been saying how it's a nightmare for the Steelers. You got Cam Hayward on Twitter talking about Mike Tomlin was riding Big Ben's coattail. Without Big Ben, he's none. He's a fraud. And guess what? I don't agree, but agree. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I'm just going to leave no comment. But anyways, I'm going to say right now, we beat the Buccaneers. I know you're probably saying, what? Aren't the Steelers a mess? Aren't you having a nightmare of a season? Yes. Agreed. But the Buccaneers haven't looked too good, and I really want to see the Pittsburgh Steelers beat Tom Brady and possibly Tom Brady's last ever game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. And the last time we played them, we beat them. And I hope to God we get this win. I don't care if we don't get another win this season. Get the Bucs win. I would love the Miami win, and then I don't care anymore. But anyways, please win the next 2 games. If you win the next 2 games, you're even contending back for the division. It would make my life so much better. So please, Mike Tomlin, please, Kenny Pickett, all of y'all just win this game. Then we've got 49ers playing the Falcons. I think this is an obvious one. The 49ers look like a different team with Jimmy Garoppolo, and they've done well. And I think they will win. Even though the Falcons aren't as bad as I thought, they're still a decent team. Then we've got Browns, Patriots. The Browns run game is going to run all over the Pats. And yeah, the Pats have been good with the run game this year so far, but I just think, man, oh man, that run game is crazy from the Browns. You got 2 guys who can start on almost any team. RB1 and RB2 and Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb. So I've got the Browns winning that one. Packers then will be playing the Jets. The Jets Jets have been doing good this year, huh? They're 3-2 now. Zach Wilson's back. Sauce Gardner looks great. People are getting lost in the sauce except, George Pickens. But anyways, I think here the Packers win. They are, in my opinion, the better team, and they've got the better quarterback. That should make the difference, and they are playing in Lambeau Field. I know they just lost to the Giants, but man, the Packers are going to be a wild card team. I know people are going to be like, what? They got Aaron Rodgers still. They've got Aaron Jones still. They got a couple receivers doing bits, But nah, it's just the Vikings, in my opinion. They got a new head coach who seems to do the right things, and I just think they're a better team if you look at them, Compare the rosters, really the Packers only got the better quarterback, and the defense is up in the air. Receiving court, come on, the Vikings. They got Justin Jefferson and Thielen. And then, running back can go either or. Tight end, either or. But anyways, I just think the Packers are going to beat the Jets. Jaguars, Colts, the Jaguars seem to always beat the Colts. They have their number. And I really want to see the Jaguars win this game. It would get them back right on the right foot. They just lost to the Texans, who in my opinion are one of the worst teams in the league. So the Jags definitely need to win this one. You own this team, why not? But all things come to an end, and hopefully it's not this time. Vikings playing the Dolphins. Teddy Bridgewater and Tua might be available, possibly. And, I'm going to be rocking with the Vikings, though. Yeah, I think the Dolphins O-line absolutely playing quarterback behind the Dolphins O-line is like suicide. You understand? These guys, you're definitely going to get... It's almost like the Bengals O-line last year. It's horrible, There's no absolute way Tua goes in there, gets concussed twice, and one of them, they tried not saying it's a concussion. The second one absolutely left them like in a horrible status on national television. Teddy Bridgewater first play, boom, concussed, and now you got the third stringer. Like, that must tell you the O-line blows. And I just think the Vikings are going to win that game right there because they're going to absolutely just penetrate that O-line again and again and again. The quarterback's going to be off. It's just a recipe for disaster, and they're going to go from 3-0 to 3-3. Then we're going to go Bengals, Saints in New Orleans. I've got the Bengals winning this game. The Saints absolutely look atrocious with, no Sean Payton. And honestly, I don't think the Saints are a very good team. Yeah, they put up a ton of points against the Seahawks, but the Seahawks are also garbage, and they're just lucky Geno Smith is having an amazing year, but things like these don't last, and I don't see Geno Smith lasting. But that takes me to the next game here, Seahawks, Cardinals. I don't think Geno Smith really lasts, and I think the Cardinals win this. I know he's having a great year, putting up like 40 bombs here and there, but there's no way this lasts. I've seen things like this happen where a guy who's a backup overperforms, and it's not going to last. I'm telling you. I'm not trying to sound like a hater, but if you're riding Geno Smith, be prepared for that train to fall off any second now. Then we're going to go Ravens, Giants. The Giants, they're 4-1. Could I believe it? No, I couldn't believe it. They're 4-1. I had them being one of the worst teams. I don't trust Daniel Jones, but they're 4-1. Brian, their head coach. Round of applause for you. You're making it work with Daniel Jones. But anyways, the Ravens got Lamar Jackson, who I think is a great quarterback for now. His only problem is the ability to stay healthy, and as long as, like I said before, as long as Lamar Jackson stays healthy, the Ravens got a chance. But the thing is, he is a running quarterback. He's not the buffest guy, and he could always get hurt. He's had injury problems, so we'll see what happens there. But as long as the Ravens got Lamar Jackson healthy, I'm going to be picking them at these type of games. Now we've got Panthers, Rams. The Panthers are absolutely a dumpster fire, and the Rams are kind of having a Super Bowl hangover, but I think the Rams should be able to win this game. The Panthers are pretty bad. They should start trading everybody, in my opinion, because just fired their head coach. You just have Baker Mayfield at quarterback, who's atrocious. You're most likely getting the first overall pick, and you're missing mid-round picks. Look at the guys like Christian McCaffrey, DJ Moore. Look at them and be like, I might have to trade you guys. We're trying to rebuild here, and that's exactly what I do. So if I'm the Panthers, rebuild, trade before the deadline, tank for that number 1 overall pick, get your franchise guy, because the Panthers and the Broncos have been avoiding for the longest drafting a quarterback, and look at them right now. The Broncos just wasted a ton of money on Russell Wilson, and the Panthers keep on giving up mid-round picks for guys like Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield, where they might start off great, then they stink it up. And I'm talking about starting off great Sam Darnold, which was 3-0 last year, and boom, trash, back to reality. Baker Mayfield didn't even have the luxury of going 3-0. He's just been playing garbage. And this guy's talking about like he's a Super Bowl, 5-time Super Bowl winner, talking about, oh, I love when they boo. Oh, man, then I scored a touch. Like, bruh, you got 1 win this year. Relax. Imagine if he was 3-0, this guy would not stop blobbing about himself. But anyways, Bills Chiefs, the revenge of the AFC divisional game. Man, this is going to be interesting. I think the Bills are on a revenge tour and really should be undefeated. But we all know the Dolphins absolutely scammed the Bills with their red zone defense, which I do rate. But anyways, the Bills are going to be looking to put a statement win, and they're going to beat the Chiefs after getting scammed in the divisional series because of a coin toss. That's literally why they lost, a coin toss. But anyways, Bills get their revenge. Chiefs, I don't see their defense being very good. They made Josh Jacobs look like Bo Jackson. Like, come on. He's not that good. I had him last year on fantasy, and this guy was absolutely horrible. And now, next year, he's playing the Chiefs, and this guy's Bo Jackson all of a sudden, which I'm pretty pissed about. But it is what it is. Now we've got Cowboys, Eagles. Who is the undefeated team or player that comes out with their first loss? Is it the Eagles that are 5-0, or is it Cooper Rush as a starter being 5-0? That's an interesting one. And I'm going to go with the Eagles winning this game. Jalen Hurts is showing that he is capable of leading a team, being competitive. Last year, he made the wild card with an Eagles team that nobody was really sold on. Let's not forget that. Yeah, they basically got blown out by the Bucks in the wild card, but now they seem to reload. They've acquired, a great receiver in A.J. Brown. They drafted Jordan Davis, who I wanted. And these guys have been absolutely cool this year to watch. And I think Philly are the real deal. I had them winning the division. I didn't have the Cowboys making the playoffs, but Cooper Rush is keeping their playoff hopes alive. And I think he comes out with his first loss. Dak Prescott next week is the starter. That's exactly how it's going to go when Cooper Rush loses to the Eagles. And I think it's going to be in humiliating fashion. I've got the Eagles winning that. Now we've got Monday Night Football, Broncos, Chargers. I got the Chargers winning. The Broncos absolutely stink on offense. They're horrible. Absolutely terrible on offense. They've had one good game where they looked decent offensively, and they lost that game to the Raiders, who are 1-4. Yeah, the Raiders aren't a bad team, but they're 1-4. You lost that game. You finally draw more than 20 points in a football game, and now you drop less than 10 points against the... Oh, my God. It's horrible. You just gave your quarterback that big... But that's why you don't give an Asian quarterback a 5-year deal over $200 million. It's... The Broncos, man, should have never done that. They should have just let Russell Wilson play out his contract, and then you draft the QB. It's that simple. It's the way it goes. Going and trading for a quarterback who's, in his 30s, getting older and older, rarely works out. It rarely does, and it didn't work out here. Russell Wilson hasn't been able to cook. The ride has been crashing left, right, and center on a weekly basis. It's just, wow. The games they've won, it's not because of Russell Wilson. It's literally the defense holding it together. And honestly, if I'm the Broncos defense, I am pissed off because they have let... they played amazing against the 49ers. They played great against the Colts. They were leaving them under 15 points, under 20 points. That's what you want your defense to do. Keep you in the game when you're stinking it up on offense. But the thing is, they just don't turn up. All you need is at least 2 drives where you score a touchdown, and they probably have 2 more wins. But, Russell Wilson apparently is incapable of that. And I'm sorry I'm ranting a little bit on him, but there's no way you get a 5-year, $235 million, I believe, and you can't even score 20 points? Oh, my God. Not even 10 points against the Colts. That's horrible. You got Stephon Gilmore thinking it's his depoy year. No, you are washed, buddy. But apparently Russell Wilson made him look like prime prime time, like Deion Sanders was out there, or was it Russ, or was it Stephon Gilmore? I couldn't tell the difference because you had apparently Brock Osweiler back in the pocket. Jeez, they suck. They absolutely. I know. Oh, look, the Steelers fans talking about his quarterback. Man, shut up, all right? I can't have no comeback, but Russell, at least he's not gaining, 235 in the next 5 years. But anyways, leave a comment down below what you think about all my predictions. And if you're a Broncos fan and you're heated, I doubt you are, because honestly, I would agree with everything I said because, it's the reality of the truth. But last week I was 10-6. I take that as a huge dub. If you get double-digit predictions right, that's a win in the NFL. So 10-6 last year. Hopefully I can get more than that, even though there's less games. But anyways, thank you guys for watching, and see you to the next one.